Something is on my mind hardcore right now because it's what I've gone through for these past 5 years of going through chronic illness. And it's also something that, even if you're not going through chronic illness, it plagues literally everyone. And it keeps you from happiness. It keeps you from feeling connected, from connection, which is like the most ultimate fulfilling thing that you can ever have, is feeling connected to yourself, to others, to this world, to nature, to God. And it is that fear that if I am my truest self, if I am my most authentic version of myself, that I am going to be rejected, I'll be betrayed, I will be judged, and ultimately I will be hurt. So what do? We hide ourselves. We pretend to be someone else. We decide that rejecting ourselves is easier than being rejected by others. So we just play the game of life. But people who are going through chronic illness often have played this game so damn hard that they don't even realize they're playing it anymore. They are so blinded by the fears through no fault of their own. They are so blinded by the fears and the doubts and this game that they're playing that it goes into the subconscious mind, and they begin to think, or they have always thought, that the symptoms, the sensations, they just have to be physical. They have to be there for some sort of reason that a supplement might fix, or a practitioner might be able to finally tell you. But if you look at the pattern of your life maybe a bit more deeply, you might begin to see that you might have lost yourself. You might have lost yourself in the game. You might have lost yourself in all of these values and beliefs that other people have told you is the right way to think. The right way to think about yourself, the right way to think about going about this world, the right way to think about others. And how this factors into chronic illness is because you are constantly abandoning yourself, constantly denying yourself, constantly denying your own needs, constantly denying your truest self. And guess what? Your body is your truest self. Your body is your subconscious. Your body is your soul and your deepest emotions telling you that something is not resonating with me at my truest, deepest level anymore. And I have been pretending, and I have been playing so damn hard that my body is just gonna scream at me again. My truest self is going to start screaming at me. And it might start off as a whisper, but then it will start to yell at you. This is my journey. And this is also the journey that I have seen so many other people go through who deal with chronic symptoms. Even if you're not at the point where you are plagued by chronic illness, you might be experiencing some sort of symptoms. And a lot of the times they might be deeper than something that might come up on blood work, something that might come up, that a practitioner or doctor could tell you. I'm not saying to not go to the doctor, always go to the doctor, but if it is something that is perpetuating and you're not finding answers, looking at the emotional trauma roots of it is, I think, something that we should all be doing. And it can be really scary. It can be very scary, especially if you are so enveloped by this mindset that you are judging yourself at the same time. And because then it becomes that even if I begin to start to think that I might be playing this game, I might be doing something wrong, oh, that's when it all comes crashing down and you just block yourself from even going down that rabbit hole, because it becomes your fault. It becomes you did something wrong. It's all about you. But that's not the truth at all. That is not the truth at all. And it took me about 3 years to even recognize that lesson, that like, it's okay that you have the power, because truly you are not fear. Truly you are not the doubts. You are actually just love. And if you go at yourself from the perspective that, and the truth that you are in essence love, and you have done nothing wrong to get to where you are right now, that's when everything will shift for you. Truly, that is when my healing began, is when I started to look at myself from a place of love rather than judgment, from a place of truth and clarity rather than fear. So that would be the very first starting point. If you are just like, okay, Courtney, sure, whatever, I believe you. Where do I start? Start with looking at where you might be judging yourself in your life, in your thoughts and your beliefs every day. Where could you be judging yourself, and what is the truth there? What because judgment is always going to be blocking you. And so that's why I bring that up, is because it's just, you can't do any of this work if you're judging yourself. So that is my whole point of making this video today, really, is just for people to understand, and not even just people who are going through chronic illness, but like especially people who are going through chronic illness, that like, where might you be hiding your true self out of fear of rejection, judgment, betrayal, and just hurt and pain? And do you really have to prove yourself to that person? It's always about ourselves, you know. If you feel like you're having to prove yourself to someone, really they're just projecting their own fears and their own doubts and their own insecurities onto you. So it's not even about you. You really just have to set those like boundaries energetically and in your mind, that like, I'm going to start accepting myself, and I'm going to start living my life in accordance with who I truly am, and making decisions every single day based on what actually feels good to me. And if you continue to do that, and you continue to strive through that, from a place of love and truth and clarity rather than judgment, fear, and doubt, little by little, day by day, you will start to unwind all of these beliefs, all of these insecurities, all of these parts of yourself that are not truly you, so that you can come back and like cocoon yourself out of this like torture chamber, honestly, of self-abandon and self-denial, so that you can actually emerge as your truest self. And the symptoms will start to fall away as that cocoon breaks and you begin to unwind. So I hope any of that made sense. I'm hoping that this will get to the right people. I just was really reflecting this morning on the past 5 or 10 years for myself, and recognizing the patterns that have kind of come up for myself and my life and my healing. And I have been very aware that this is the healing the past couple of years, but it took me a long time to even get to this place. So I think this is a good place to stop. Feel free to drop any thoughts in the comments. And yeah, I hope this came from a place of love as well. And you feel this message from a place of love. And if right now you're feeling anxious, right now you're feeling doubtful, if right now you just have a pit in your stomach, it's okay. It's not you. It's this world. it's this messed up world that is telling you that you're wrong. Seriously. So, yeah. I hope you have a good day.